जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदा व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम हम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय निताई गौरंग जय निताई गौरंग निताई गौरंग जय निताई गौरंग गौरंग जय निताई गौरंग जय श्रीवास गोविंद जय श्रीवास गोविंद जय श्रीवास गोविंद Srinivas Govinda. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 12.10. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can type the 12.10 on the bar. So, a reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, entitled as Devotional Service, and text number 10. You can repeat after me. Abhyase api asamarthosi matkarma paramo bhava madartham abhigarmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. Abhyase api samarthosi matkarma paramo bhava madartham abhigarmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. Abhyase api samarthosi matkarma paramo bhava madartham abhigarmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me you will come to the perfect stage. Please repeat the translation after me. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me you will come to the perfect stage. I'll just read the purport. You can just see in the screen. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One who is not able even to practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of a spiritual master can still be drawn to this perfectional stage by working for the Supreme Lord. How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse of the 11th chapter. One should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness, and they require help. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is spiritual activity. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. There are various fields of activities, and one should be interested in such activities. If one cannot sacrifice the result of such activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyada Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you everyone for joining in. So today we are discussing this verse from the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita entitled a Devotional Service, Bhakti Yoga. And then this text 10. Just to understand the context of this verse, today's verse, we need to understand that what is the flow here. So there's a series of verses starting from text number 8 and 8 to 12. These 4-5 verses, Krishna is talking about the progressive stages of bhakti. So Krishna is giving various options that how one can practice bhakti. And the different level he is talking about, starting from text number 8, where Krishna asks that what is our consciousness should be. So he says, Mai eva mana Krishna, Mai eva mana adasva, Mai buddhim niveshaya, nivsishyasi Mai eva, ata urdvam na sanshaya. So Krishna is saying that what should be our consciousness. So he's asking, Mai eva mana adasva, Mai buddhim niveshaya. Your mind and your intelligence should be completely absorbed in Krishna. That is the highest level. That your mind and intelligence and everything you are completely absorbed in Krishna. So that is like Krishna is in your heart. You can't think anything except Krishna. But now question is, how many of us can really practice that level of bhakti? Where your mind is filled with Krishna, your intelligence is always engaged in serving Krishna. So if that doesn't work for us, then there should be another option. So then Krishna lowers down the bar and he gives another option in the text number 9. He says, Adachittam samadhatum na shaknosi maistiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptum dhananjaya. Meaning, says my dear Arjuna, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, which he has in the 8th verse, if you cannot do that, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way you will develop a desire to attain to me. Abhyasa yogena tato mam ichaptum dhananjaya. Says if you cannot completely absorb your mind into me, then take up some principles, some rules and regulations, start follow that. Start from there at least. So the principles of Bhakti Yoga, like daily chanting Krishna's name, doing some seva in whatever way, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, various scriptures, or some seva like that. So these are all regulative principles. So abhyasa yogena tato. Practice these principles like that. If you cannot completely fix your mind unto me, then practice this. Now, question is, sometime you will see the people, for them doing this also daily, practicing the principles of Bhakti Yoga, they find it very overwhelming. So this is too much. Daily practicing, chanting, doing some seva, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, some other service, rules and regulations. This is too much. So is there any option for them? So that option is given in today's verse, where Krishna is saying, Abhyase api asamarthosi. If you are asamarth, if you are incapable of even practice what has been said in the 9th verse, if you cannot even practice these rules and regulations, then what you should do is mat karma paramo bhava. So Krishna is talking that you make paramo means the supreme goal. You should make the supreme goal. What you should make the goal of your life? Krishna is saying mat karma. My work, you make the goal of your life. That okay, I cannot do this, I cannot fix my intelligence, mind into Krishna, I cannot also practice the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga, then I can work something for Krishna's work. So there are two things. In the 8th verse, Krishna is talking about that give your heart to me, mind, intelligence, everything. But if you cannot give your heart to Krishna, then you can give something which is there in your heart. If you can't give your heart to Krishna, then give something which is in your heart. So what is there in our heart? We have our own desires, our own goals. We do work, right? And then we get the results. So at least you can offer the result of your work in the service of Krishna. Start from there at least. If you can give your heart, if you can practice the principles, then at least start giving what is there in your heart. You have some desires. So okay, you go work for those desires, get the results, some result you offer to Krishna. Start from there. So when you start giving a small piece of your heart or what is there in your heart, a foothold of Krishna, then actually by doing this what we do is we grant Krishna to introduce us to some level of experience and some bliss. When you start doing some seva, some offering, then in turn Krishna reciprocates by giving us some experience, some bliss. And that becomes the trigger that okay, I want to experience more. I like to do this. I did some little seva, I did some work, and then I like it. I feel so good. I feel so happy about it. I want to do more. So it triggers, it begins from there, and then gradually you start, expanding. You taste once, and then that will expand. So that is this verse. So it says, Abhyase api asamardhosi mat karma paramo bhava. If you can't practice the principles of regulated bhakti yoga principles, then mat karma paramo bhava. You do work for me, and then mad artham api karmani. If you do the work like this, mad artham, for my sake, if you do the work, then what will happen? Kurvan siddhim avapshasi. Krishna is saying, you will come to the perfect stage. You will attain siddhi. What is that siddhi? Now the different context and the different meaning to the word siddhi. One siddhi is being discussed about. There are ashtasiddhis, which the yogis, when they work hard, they get the siddhis. They're called the ashtasiddhis. Ashtasiddhi means you get some powers. They're not actually spiritual powers, but they're powers. Like ashtasiddhi means they're called like anima, lagima, vasita, prapti, like that. There are different names. Anima means it's a power, it is a siddhi. If somebody attains that siddhi, then you can become very small, like anu. You become a small, insignificant particle. You get that power. Like if you want to enter, and door is closed, you become very tiny, and under the door you can sneak in. So that power comes. Lagima. Lagima means you become very lightweight. Lightweight means you can even walk on the water. You become like a cotton. So you put a cotton, it doesn't sink down, right? It floats. So you become like a cotton. So these are the kinds of powers which has been explained in the scriptures. Some yogis, they do a lot of tapasya for many, many years, and they can derive this kind of powers. But now Krishna is not basically encouraging us to this kind of siddhis. Because ultimately, if we get this power also, what is the real gain? There was this one person in a village, and suddenly one day he disappeared, and people were wondering like, where is this person? And after many, many years, he came back to the village. And then people recognized him. Oh yeah, you are the same person that 20 years back you left home, and then where you were all these 20 years. Say, no, I went to some forest. And in the forest, actually, I did a lot of tapasya, a lot of sadhana. And I got some powers. And I want all of you to come along with me. I'll show you my powers. So then everybody was like very excited. What is that power he's talking about? So then he says, okay, let us go. So there was a river in the village. It was a riverside village. So he takes everyone there and he said, now I'll show you my power. And everybody was gathered there, and then he started walking on the water. And everybody was amazed. And he walked all across the river and went to the other side. And he said, now you see my power? So everybody was like applauding and, clapping, and they were like amazed by this kind of a feat. But there's one intelligent person was there in that crowd. He started scratching his head, and he was thinking that this person, he went away from home, spent 20 years, worked hard so much tapasya, so much austerity, and he got the power. And what is his power? That he can cross this river by walking, which I can also do by paying 1 rupees to the boatman. I can also cross this river. So is that the intelligent proposal, that you work hard so much just to get something which you can otherwise also do just by paying some small bucks like that? So all these kind of siddhis which many yogis are after, this kind of power, you become very lightweight, you can control the people. Vasita is more of like the hypnotism. Some people get that power, they can hypnotize the crowd like that. These are the powers. But what you get ultimately, because the real problem of life is, Bhagavad Gita explains, Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. The human purpose of life is to solve these problems. What are these problems? That we are taking birth again and again in this material world. And taking birth in this world is a very painful process. We have to see from the scriptures, we have to understand the process of taking birth. So Kapil Dev, in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he explains, he gives the detailed description that how the child is conceived in the womb of the mother, and then how he takes it starts with a small drop like pea like form, and then gradually in a month, the body start developing. In 2 months, some hands and legs start developing, and then 3-4 months, the head and the eyes, and like that. In the 6th month, the child is completely formed in the womb of the mother, and which actually, this is the description given in the Bhagavatam, and which very much tally with even the modern science also. Modern medical science also can give you the details that how the child grows in the womb of the mother. So the scriptures are so scientific. It has been spoken like 5,000 years back, embryology by Kapil Muni. And then he explains that at the age of 6 month, the child develops the consciousness. Till that it was like a lump of some flesh or something like that. But when the body is completely formed at 6 month, then child develops the consciousness, and he comes out only at 9 months, like if a regular delivery is there. So 3 months, the child, a conscious child, he is in the womb of the mother. And now just imagine that situation. We all have gone through that experience. The only thing is Maya is so strong, this illusory energy, that we all have forgotten that experience. What was that experience, being in the womb of the mother? You are a conscious being, you are tightly wrapped into some small place like this, and it's a dark, not only just dark, but it's a dirty place. All kinds of things are there, the urine and stool and everything. That is how the child comes. It is not like child comes very clean. He is smeared with all kinds of obnoxious things from the womb of the mother. And not only that, and then also a lot of germs in the body, and those germs actually bite the tender body of the child. And then when mother eats sometime some pungent and strong spicy food, because the child's skin is very tender, so its skin burns. And these are the kind of descriptions given. We have forgotten, of course we all have gone through that. And then because of that intense suffering, the child start to pray to the Lord. That remembrance comes to him, that where I am stuck here, what is this place, my dear Lord, please help me. Please help me to get out from this place. So much suffering, I cannot tolerate this, and I promise you that once I come out from this, I'll just completely surrender to you. And actually, which the modern science cannot figure out. Modern science can tell you all the details, how the child is growing and all that development, but modern science they don't have any technology to check what is the consciousness of the child within the womb. But the scriptures guides us. So child, when he's going through all this kind of suffering, and then he start to pray to the Supreme Lord, that remembrance comes to him, and he very intensely prays. He says, my dear Lord, please help me to come out from this suffering. But then Kapil Muni further goes on to explain that when child comes out, then what happens? Immediately there are people around. Mother, father, grandparents, so many people, they start showing so much of love and affection and all of that, and again he is covered. He forgets everything. What he said in the womb of the mother, he was praying that, my dear Lord, I'll never forget you, I'll surrender to you, and all of those prayers covered again. That is the power of this illusory energy. As soon as we comes out, and then we get just carried away by all those love and affection and so many worldly things, and then again life is the same. So scriptures guide us that the real purpose of life is come out from this, like once for all you have to just end this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. What I explained is just the birth. Now other experiences, we all have the first hand experience, many of us at least. We all fall sick, right? One day if you are sick, so what is the experience? Nobody wants to be sick, nobody wants to be diseased, right? And then some old people, old age, some of us are little older than other, and eventually we'll all be going to that age. Old age is not a very great experience, you know a lot of problems in the body. You cannot eat, you cannot digest, you cannot hear, you cannot see, you cannot sit, you cannot get up. So many problems and different kinds of disease, especially in this modern age. So old age is a problem and death is a problem. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to even think of dying. But that is the reality of life. So what the scriptures are guiding us, that the purpose of human form of life is to solve this problem. This is the real problem. So many other problems we are just trying to solve this problem and that another problem, and life goes like that. And the solutions of the problems in this world are another problem, right? COVID is a problem. Some vaccine came, is a solution. Now they're figuring out because of vaccine there's another problems are coming. So many other risks are coming. So this is the nature of this world. Solution itself is another type of problem. So anyway, now coming back to our point, that Krishna is talking here, Kurvan Siddhim Avapshyasi. So the Siddhi is not about getting some powers or something. This is basically, Siddhi means that we attain the spiritual perfection. And that is the way, if we attain that spiritual perfection, you solve this problem of repeated cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. So one should work for that. So Krishna is giving us the hint here. Okay, you give your heart, right? If you cannot give your heart, Maya Mana Adaswa, my Buddhim Niveshya. If you cannot do that, then follow some principles. Live your life by principles. But some people find it very difficult that, oh, we cannot even do that. Then Krishna is saying, okay, you cannot do that. At least work for me. Now, this work is also can be done in two different ways. So one is when Krishna says, Mat karma paramo bhava. Mad artham api karmani. You do the karma, mad artham, for my sake. So we had to do the work for Krishna. Now, how to do work for Krishna? What is Krishna's work? Krishna is also working like us. We all work, we go to office. So many things we do. And Krishna is saying that, oh, you also do my work. So Krishna is also working. So we need to understand from Bhagavad Gita, yes, Krishna also has the work. He is not working like us, but he has the work. And what is his work? We need to understand. So we can work for Krishna in two ways. One is direct work and one is indirect work. Let us spend some time with understanding what is this direct and what is this indirect. So direct work of Krishna is, Krishna has a mission in this world. Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham. Whenever there is a decline in the religious principles, there is a rise of a religion, I descend myself to re-establish the principles of dharma. That is Krishna's mission. Right? This is the direct work of Krishna. And then Krishna achieves, he does that work or attain that mission by sending his pure devotees. And when those devotees comes, they also start one mission. So one such devotee, Srila Prabhupada, and he came and he started this movement, this worldwide Hare Krishna movement, Krishna conscious movement. So actually it is not that Prabhupada's mission, it is actually Krishna's mission, but Krishna chose the devotee like Srila Prabhupada to become the commander-in-chief for his mission. And then he leads us here. So what is the direct work? If we become the part of that mission and we can do something directly for that mission. So Prabhupada actually stressed a lot about certain things. So the mission of Prabhupada, which is like Hare Krishna mission, Hare Krishna movement, is sharing this wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, wisdom of Krishna to each and everyone. And there are different ways and means how you share this wisdom, how you spread this knowledge. See, the root cause of suffering in this world is you can give many reasons, many external reasons, which people talk about. Oh, there is a pollution, there is unemployment, there is whatever, the inflation, or so many other problems that people keep talking. But then scriptures guides us the root cause of all the suffering in this world is ignorance, agyanta. We need to understand that a little deeply, that a person who is ignorant, no matter what he gets, he will still continue to suffer. So the solution, the real solution is tamsoma jyotirgamaya. From the darkness, go to the light. From ignorance, go to the knowledge. So that is the mission of Krishna, that he want to spread this knowledge to everyone. And that is why Krishna comes and spoke the Bhagavad Gita. And he says, I come again and again in this world to share this wisdom. So if we can also become the part of this movement by sharing this wisdom, then that becomes the direct work of Krishna. That is what Krishna is saying. Mad artham api karmani, do the work for my sake. You might be having a lot of, Krishna has given us a lot of skills, a lot of talents, a lot of abilities, a lot of resources in so many ways. So Krishna is saying, use everything, do my work. So direct work. Direct work is like Prabhupada stressed a lot about book distribution. Prabhupada's mission was like distribute the books, and that is how this whole movement started. The devotees started distributing the books on the street, and the whole movement was built up. Now what do you see, like a worldwide Hare Krishna movement? It started with distributing the books, which is written by Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada stressed a lot about this book distribution. Prabhupada says, whenever I hear the report on book distribution that it is increasing, that keeps me alive. Prabhupada was very old. One time he was sick, and one devotee comes and he reads the report of the monthly book distribution. And this devotee was working hard so much, and when they read out the scores, Prabhupada says, this course, this report actually keeps me alive. It gives me a lot of enthusiasm. So that is his mission, Prabhupada's mission. And Prabhupada actually, one place he was talking to one devotee, was asking him that what is the meaning of this book distribution? And this devotee thought, if Prabhupada is asking this question, there has to be some deeper meaning. It is not just simply giving away the book or selling the book. And then Prabhupada says book distribution means distributing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So externally sometimes it might look like, they're kind of trying to do some sales. Somehow they're trying to convince the people, please take, this is a very nice book. Something they will have to say to convince the people. And sometimes they might be a little pushy also, devotees sometimes push, oh, please take the book, please read the book. And many people won't appreciate at times. But then we should understand that it is not some kind of the business or sale, but this is an attempt to share this wisdom, which is actually the mission of a pure devotee, which is actually the mission of Krishna. So if we become the part in some way, so this is direct service. You go and distribute the books. First of all, you take the book for yourself. Sometimes what happens, people just keep distributing only. One time, devotees in the initial days, they're very enthusiastic. They're distributing the books. And one time Prabhupada asked them, you are distributing so many books, I'm so happy. But are you reading my books? And then devotees, actually they were not reading. They were very passionate and distributing. And then Prabhupada mentions that I'm not writing. I'm not spending my sleepless night to write these books just to sell, to make the business. But I want you to read also. So we read first ourselves, we practice, and then naturally you'll feel like sharing with others. So in whatever ways you can share with your friends, family, community, society. We do a lot of book distribution. Devotees go out. You can join the group for book distribution. So this is directly you are working for Krishna. Mad artham api karmani. Like that. Sharing the wisdom. Now what is this sharing the wisdom? Book distribution is one way. There's another way. There's so many ways it can be. Like many times some devotee, they conduct some program in their house. They invite some devotees. Okay, we'll have some lecture on Bhagavad Gita, some kirtan. This kind of program, and they invite their friends, families, some bunch of people. So this is the way that some new people get exposed to this knowledge and they get connected. This also can be another way of distributing this knowledge. If you have some connection, some influence, you can arrange for such programs in some different forums, different platforms. Devotees can come and speak something about Bhagavad Gita, and they can explain that how it is so relevant in their day-to-day life, this knowledge. So like that, you can become an instrument to create an opportunity for devotee to share this wisdom. Another important aspect of this sharing this wisdom is spreading this knowledge is the temples, proper temples. Now you see, I think most of us are like from Indian background. In India, you will see that there's so many temples. Practically, like every street or every nook and corner, you will find some small or big temple. So many big ancient temples are also there, right? But and then there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of tradition. People goes and devotion is evoked, those feelings of devotion and all of that. But there is a very unique feature about Prabhupada's temple, and Prabhupada actually mentioned one place. Prabhupada says our temples are not just a place of some rituals, but our temples are the institution where we educate the people about the science of God. If you want to learn the engineering, you go to engineering college, university, or you want to learn something medical, go to some medical college. If you want to learn the science of God, where you'll go? There has to be some affiliated, authorized place. If you want to become like say a doctor or engineer, you cannot just randomly go search something on Google, read something, and you say now I am a doctor. Nobody accept you as a doctor, right? So for any other type of education, we follow the process. We go by the process. Okay, there has to be. I should get admit to some affiliated university, take up the course, and then attend the classes, write the assignments, write the exam, and follow everything. And after few years of your tapasya, your hard work, then you are given a degree. Now you are a bona fide doctor or engineer or whatever. But when it comes to learn the spirituality, people just randomly, just something you open, something you read, go on YouTube, click on something, go on Google, search something. Who is that person? Whether that person is authorized or not, whether he is qualified or not to talk and to teach you about all that. So why don't we follow the process? So Prabhupada says, our temples are not the place of worship or rituals, but it is actually the institution where we educate in a bona fide way about the science of God. So that is what have been a very unique contribution of Srila Prabhupada's temples. Prabhupada never made the temples like the simple place of worship only, but people should get educated. So if we can help to build the temples, to support the temples, now that is also the seva. That is also Krishna's karma, Krishna's work. Now there are so many ways. Say many times when people comes, we say okay, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita. Many people find it difficult. Oh no, chanting daily is very difficult. That's okay. Hare Krishna. So many people find it very difficult that chanting daily, reading daily, and all of that. But many people helps the temple by giving some donation. That they say that we can do. So if you start doing that, that will ultimately leave. Actually, Prabhupada writes toward the end of this. Prabhupada says this voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect. So the small act of sacrificing something, offering some seva, it can be financial support, it can be just doing some volunteer work in the temple and something like that. And then ultimately it will help us to attain the perfection. So that is the power of this Krishna's work. Right. So this charity actually Krishna also talks about in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Says Etavan janma safalyam Deinam iha dehishu Praner arther dhiya vacha Shreya achranam sada. That you can offer your seva in 4 different ways. What are the 4 different ways Krishna explains? Says you can do the seva by your prana. Prana means by your life. Dedicate your life. Some people you will see some monks in the temple. They're like completely dedicated to the Krishna's mission. No other work, no personal work for in their life. So that is prana, but everybody cannot do that. Then artha. Artha means or hard-earned money or possessions, the resources that you have. Offer that in the service of Krishna. And then that is mad artham api karmani. You are doing Krishna's karma. Somebody say, no, I am a poor person. I don't have anything to give, any charity or any donations or any money or no resources. Then Krishna says, third item, dhiya. Dhiya means intelligence. Use your intelligence. Whatever intelligence you have, in whatever way you can offer that, in the service of Krishna. Just do some work in the temple. You have some skills, utilize those skills for Krishna. Like Prabhupada was very expert actually when Prabhupada came to America, and then a lot of young American boys and girls, they started getting connected to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada started engaging them in a very practical way. How he engaged? Based on their psychophysical nature. See, if you ask someone that every day you chant 16 rounds Hare Krishna mantra, a person's nature is not like that. He said, no, this is too much. I cannot do. I cannot sit at one place. Read Bhagavad Gita. He said, no, it doesn't enter into my head. In the beginning, it may happen with some people. Then start. So Prabhupada, what he started doing is he started engaging. So some people were like good in, painting. So Prabhupada start to, describe how Krishna looks, some Krishna's Leela, Krishna's pastimes, and then he encouraged, okay, make the painting. And these devotees, they made so beautiful, so wonderful paintings, which are like very, very famous, like ISKCON, Hare Krishna's paintings. You will see, everybody just look for those paintings. Anything about Krishna you need, you'll go to some Hare Krishna and you'll find beautiful paintings. So your nature, your skills, something is there, ability is there. Utilize that in the service of Krishna and serve Krishna by your ability like that. Right. And then Pranar, Arthar, Dhiya, say, no, I don't have any skill also. How can I serve? And then Krishna says, by your vacha, by your words you can serve Krishna. One is simple, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When you chant, you are doing the seva to Krishna by your words. She says, no, but I cannot chant. Then you can spread the message. You come to the temple, you see something, some program you like, you attend some classes, some discourses, and go and share with your friends. Tell that, oh, it's a nice place to go, visit there, attend some sessions, something like that. So if we are willing to do some seva, then Krishna has given so many options, Prana, Arthar, Diya, Vacha. And like that we should support the temples. And that was the Vedic tradition actually. You see all the temples, all these ancient temples, they're gorgeous temples, big temples. If you go in their history, you will see that they're all built by either the kings, like kings are generally very resourceful, or some rich people. There's many like examples like that. So they're using their resources. They have money, they have the influence, they have other resources, and how they're utilizing that? Okay, let us build a big temple for Krishna, and that will remain for the ages, for the generations. Now we have the temples which are like, very old, like some 1,000 years old temples, and like that you'll find. So he just uses resources, and for thousands of years, people are taking the advantage. Such a wonderful seva it is. So if we may not be that resourceful that we build the whole temple, if we are, we should definitely, but with whatever ability we have, whatever our capability is there, with that we should help and support the temple. Actually, there is one of the, in the early days of, in the 70s, this one supporter and well-wisher of Prabhupada, he was not like an initiated devotee of Hare Krishna, but he was a well-wisher in Bombay, Mr. Sethi, P.L. Sethi. So he did not take initiation, he was not actually practicing chanting and all of that. But he was a very rich, wealthy man in Bombay, businessman. And then he wanted to help Prabhupada. He was very impressed by Prabhupada, that Swamiji, you are doing a great work. And then he says that what can I do? So one time when the temple was being built up in Bombay, so there was no ashram facility as such in the plan. So he was seeing that these devotees, they're working hard day in, day out, but they don't have any proper place for, there's no proper place for the devotees to stay. So then he thought, okay, I'll build one ashram for these devotees, like that. So he was actually building, and he was so much involved that he was personally on the construction site. He'll be there and he will try to help the people. He was a very rich, wealthy man. But his heart was like that I want to personally get involved in that. He could have given some money and appoint some people, some agencies, they'll build. But he was personally getting involved. And one time when Prabhupada came, so he was working on the site, construction site, and then his shirt and all that, little dirty with cement and all, sand and all of that. So he was quite hesitant to go in front of Prabhupada. He says, shall I go or not? I'm looking so dirty. Shall I go in front of the Swamiji? Then he thought, what is there? Let me just go there. And then Prabhupada already got the news that he is building the ashram. Then he goes and he do his pranam. And then he says that, Swamiji, actually I'm just trying to do some little seva. For the devotees I'm trying to build this house here. And then Prabhupada was so happy. And Prabhupada says that you are building the house for the devotees here, and Krishna is building the house for you in the Vaikuntha world. So that is the power of when we become the part of such programs like building the temples, which is basically again not some kind of a place of ritual, but which spreads this wisdom, this knowledge for many, many generations to come. And it's so glorious to be the part of this kind of program, this kind of movement and mission. So like that. And that is why Prabhupada actually built the temples. And big, big temples. So this temple, building a temple, it's like it engages a lot of people in so many ways. Many times people challenge that why you're building big, big temples. You can make a small temple, people will come, have darshan, go. Why you're spending so much money? Right. Rather you can build some hospital, some school, something like that. This kind of ideas like people have without understanding the significance of why we should build the temples. Number one, building the temple will require a lot of people to be engaged in the seva of the Lord. Because temple is generally built by public donations. So a lot of people, those who are otherwise not interested, sometimes say, okay, let us give some money. They get the special mercy of the Lord. Their path opens by that small seva. That is why actually I was talking to someone few days back. They're telling me that how when recently this in Ayodhya this Ram Mandir was built, So I think this is some thousands of crore rupees they spent in building the whole temple. But they made the policy that there was a limit that how much donation one person can offer. Otherwise in India you will see there might be people, they'll say okay I'll give some 100 crore. And like you just go to 10 people, there might be like thousands of such people who might be willing to give some 100 crore donation, and 10 people, 20 people will make the temple. But they made the policy, the whole trust made the policy that they will not take more than 1,000 rupees from one single person. Idea is it's not about just generating money. It's about creating an opportunity for thousands of people to be the part of that program. Right? And people out of sentiments or whatever, they may not be great devotees or real devotion, but they say, okay, we also want to be the part of this Ram Mandir temple, something like that. 1,000 rupees, not a big deal. Anybody can. And there's a lot of, this pictures on the WhatsApp are getting viral. And one old lady, one poor person, he hardly just, manages his daily livelihood, but he is also giving. So like that, you say thousands of people are getting benefited. So that is the mission of the Lord. And Krishna is saying here that mad artham api karmani. So this kind of programs comes, then it creates the opportunity for thousands of people to be the part of such programs. And then by doing this little seva, it opens the door. Mahat dwaram seva mahur vimuktes. Rishabdev says in the Bhagavatam that when we engaged in the service of the devotee or devotee's mission, the pure devotee's mission, then dwaram ahur vimuktes. It opens the dwar. It opens the door for mukti, for liberation. Just little service. And that is what Krishna is urging, that if you cannot give your heart to me, your mind intelligence and your heart to me, then you give something which is in your heart. In our heart always money, and all those things are there. So we can offer something, and like that we can serve Krishna. And Krishna is saying by starting like that, and then gradually we can attain the perfection. So that is the mission of Krishna. That is the mission of Krishna's pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. That how to share this knowledge, share this wisdom by book distribution, by building the temple, by doing a lot of programs. And that is what here, any Hare Krishna temple you go. So we do the program, or all our programs are centered around sharing the wisdom, educating the people about this Krishna consciousness. Okay, so these are some thoughts on this verse. So Krishna is saying that you start working for me and you will attain perfection. So gradually you will develop some taste, then you will start practicing the principles, and the due course will develop some love for Krishna. And when love comes, then all your heart, your intelligence, your mind, everything is given to Krishna. And that is what is the goal of this human form of life. Okay, so these are few thoughts. I'll just pause here. Let me see if anybody has any quick question or any comment. We can take up some questions if anyone has any. Okay, if there are no questions, then we'll do this chanting of one round of Hare Krishna mantra. which is very, very important. We can start with this small seva. Every day we should chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra on the beats 108 times, and that will help us to connect to Krishna more and more. Anybody is coming first time here, please raise your hand. You want to welcome the first time comers to Krishna temples. Hare Krishna, welcome to Krishna Vallam temple, and we have a special gift for you. So please don't forget to take your gift. So at the back counter you will see there's one Mataji. She will offer you one gift. So please collect that. And keep coming. Every Sunday afternoon we have the program. And also we have various other programs. We have one Gita Live sessions happens on Saturday evening, 6 p.m. in person or on the Zoom. And if you are interested more in learning Bhagavad Gita, then Monday to Friday, every day we have Bhagavad Gita one verse we discuss, morning 6:45 to 7:15. So you can join that call also and listen the explanation of one verse every day. Gita verse a day keeps the Maya away. So you can check out on the counter. You can find out, explore more details. If you're interested in any of those programs, you can join. Let us now chant together one round of Hare Krishna mantra. So it is very simple. We chant on the beats this mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It can be chanted anytime, in any place, by anyone. There's no hard and fast rules, regulations, no qualifications is required for chanting this mantra. So please take the advantage of this powerful process of chanting Krishna's name. Let us chant. So please repeat after me the first invocation mantra, and then Hare Krishna mantra will chant together. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. We'll all chant together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare